Good morning. It is MJ on the journey back to Silicon Valley. It's the first morning at the beach shack where I woke up not thinking that I actually have to leave. Just spent the weekend here and I gotta go back. This is the first morning that I'm waking up and I know I don't have to go back. And it is dope as fuck. But it's raining and I got a cheap ass iPhone and I feel this shit is gonna just really get fucked up. I got protection on it, but alright, I'm gonna see you later, man. Talk to you at the coffee shop. Alright, so I'm at the coffee shop. So yeah, I was saying it's the first morning that I woke up at the beach shack, not feeling I have to go back, you know? And it's an amazing fucking feeling, man. So I'm gonna drink an espresso. I'm waiting on a coffee. The guy this time actually remembered that well, I take coffee with no sugar. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna have this coffee and then head to Paul's. So Paul's is this old ass bakery from I think I want to say the 1800s, but it's more like probably the 40s and 50s. So it's a really good bakery. I used to have it back in Casablanca. And so yeah, the espresso is here, man. I can't fucking wait, you know? Yeah, on point, you know? On point. So, yeah, by the way, I'm hangover as fuck, man. You know? Hangover as fuck. I had 2 fifths last night and about 8-9 beers. So I mean, that's not much, but I got a super low tolerance, you know? I haven't drank for a while. Yeah, so today is the first fucking day I don't have to go back to Casablanca. I could just be here, you know? Got a really interesting week ahead. To prepare for the new role that I'm gonna start on the 13th of this month. So yeah, don't have much words now. I'm hangover, so I'm gonna drink this coffee and then go explore town. And it's gonna end up at Paul's with a nice lunch and some croissants, maybe, you know? Okay, so it kind of stopped raining. I can film a bit. So I'm here at Paul. Finally at Paul. Okay, so it was established in It is the 1800s actually, 1889. So yeah, that's crazy. So it's been around since 1889. The first time I actually had Paul was at a job of mine. They had this catering, they brought bakeries, and I absolutely fucking loved it. And I always wanted to eat there, but I never made it to the one in Casablanca. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Now, mind you, I just walked. Okay, so I came here like literally mainly for the bakeries, and mainly I'm gonna get a croissant and then something else. But I also came here to get a meal, but I'm definitely want to just go for a sandwich. I got a feeling they got some bomb ass sandwiches, you know? So okay, let's see. This is salads. This is meals. These are crepes. Tartines. Oh, it's this tartine thing probably, yep. That's what I'm talking about. There's a pastrami, double tartine pastrami. Hummus, betterave avocado, poulet guacamole. Ooh, I might go for a burger. I might go for a burger. But why go to a European bakery or like European food establishment? It's not only a bakery, and then get a burger, right? Is that politically correct? Yeah, I'm not gonna go for oh man, the desserts out of this fucking world, man. But let's see. Yeah, I think it's gonna be those tartines, because I feel, you know, it's like grilled bread. They press it down like a panini sort of thing, right? I think that's what I'm gonna go for. These things here, and mainly I think I'm gonna do the pastrami. She's got pastrami, beef pastrami, cheese, rest of mozzarella, and mustard. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the pastrami, definitely. Yup, it's gonna be the pastrami. Okay, so I walked like 2 fucking hours to get here. Literally, I walked all the way from the beach shack to gentrified ville. That's what I'm calling it, or the gentrified area. For those of you who don't know, the beach shack is in the middle of a village, lost in time. But around it, there's a bunch of gentrification that is going on. And that's the area I'm at right now. Well, this area is like 2 hours away. Walking. But, yeah, and it was raining at the same time, man. Like, it was raining, it was pouring, but I fucking loved it. I went through this forest thing that I was at a few weeks back. You know, a few weeks back I've done this walk actually because I had no money. I only had money on my credit card, and I had to walk like literally. I walked 3 hours that day. The distance was 3 hours there, 3 hours back. So I could just use a credit card. I had 97 Ds left. But I've been wanting to eat at Paul's for a while, you know? Let me get this a bit closer. The mic and audio situation is really fucked up, but it is what it is, right? So, I've been wanting to eat at Paul's for a while, and I have finally did it. It's quite a different place from where the beach shack is. And that's what I kind of love about being there is that, I mean, you can hike 2 hours and you have your gentrification stuff that you love, you know? There's the McDonald's right there, KFC. And I know to some of you like McDonald's, KFC, that's not really gentrification, it's just, but in Morocco it is. You gotta have money to eat at McDonald's or KFC. It's not like the US. In the US, McDonald's is like the cheapest ass food that you can get. But here, compared to the exchange rate, the dirham, you gotta have money to eat at McDonald's. So it's a status thing, right? So is KFC, Pizza Hut, and the like. And also Paul, where I'm at right now. Paul is a bit more up there. So I'm having a pastrami, and it's running, let's see, it's 85 Ds, right? And then once I devour this pastrami, because this is a bakery that's been around since 1889, of course I'm gonna get some bakeries. And mainly, of course, the staple French breakfast item, which is a croissant, a chocolate croissant. I'm gonna get that, definitely that's on the list. And then I'm gonna get it's called an amandine strudel, which amande is, it's almonds, it's French for almonds. So I'm gonna have an amandine strudel. I know I'm butchering that word. I think it's Danish or German word, whatever. And then I'm gonna have that, of course, with a nice coffee with milk. Super looking forward to it, you know. I love this contrast. You know, you come here, you get your gentrified needs met, and then I go back to the beach shack in the village where I have no stove. I cook everything on coal, and I walk far as fuck everywhere every time. But that shit is gonna change. I'm starting a role in a week, a new job, and that's 8 hours. But of course, I'm gonna be putting in at least 12. I want to be fucking crushing it. So that's 12 hours. I won't have that much time to be walking every fucking way. But I can still do it on weekends. In terms of groceries, that I'm gonna switch to weekly shopping instead of daily. That's impossible. I was doing daily in Casablanca. So shopping, there's a market every Wednesday, and that's where I'm gonna go get food. So that market has everything. So I'll go. Wednesdays is grocery shopping. It's not a grocery store, it's a souk, open air thing where all the farmers come there. Shit is organic, local, all that good stuff. So shopping is gonna be weekly on Wednesdays, right? And then, yeah, really interesting week ahead. I need to set up my workspace. I'm gonna go and look for a stand-up desk. I really gotta invest in that. For one, health-wise. Second, the way you come across on the phone is very, very different when you're standing up versus sitting down. There's just way better energy that can be communicated across the phone, and that does translate into literal dollars. The way you sound on the phone is it's about influence, and influencing someone over the phone has a lot to do with tonality and your energy, how you're feeling at the moment. You can't communicate something you're not feeling. I mean, sales is it's a transfer of energy, and standing up gives you an edge, right? So yeah, stand-up desk, a chair, of course, for the times that I'm not standing. And then I'm gonna go get internet. So it's either gonna be Orange, Mark Telecom, or Inui. My next door neighbor is using Inui, a router. He said, look, there are about 4 or 5 people on it. It's working great. I'm gonna go check that out. I'm gonna attempt to get fiber, but I don't think they're gonna provide fiber at the village. But I'm gonna go check it out. So if there's fiber, I'm definitely going for it. If not, the second best highest speed. So yeah, interesting week ahead, and interesting food coming up, and looking forward to it. I'll put the camera back on when the food is here, and then stop it after that and just enjoy. All right, so the food is here. Here it is. It's a pastrami tartine. It's like a panini style pressed, but it's actually a tartine. That's what it's called. Side of salad, and a side of bread, and butter, and some jam. So I'm gonna go ahead and devour this, and then get into the bakery stuff afterwards with a coffee. Alright, so I'm gonna first start with putting some butter on some bread. Let's get into the appetizer situation. Let's see here. Sesame bread. Oh, there's a variety. There's sesame. I don't know what this is called. There's wheat. And then good old white bread. Not sliced bread. Some European shit. You know what I mean? And that's what we'll start with. Some white bread. Keeping it simple. Let me switch this around, so I'll hit up the salad first. Butter. This is good butter. President. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm not sponsored by anybody for that matter. Take some of this butter here, then slide it on into the bread. And then pick this and pick up some salad. You know what? I'm gonna go for the salad first. It's a really interesting, I want to say cherry tomato, but it's not because it's orange. See that piece right there? Looks really interesting. Salad is amazing. I can tell the ingredients top notch. Got a bit of vinegar. I think balsamic, who knows how you say it? Vinegar, right? And then, let's check out the bread now. The butter on point. The bread, crusty and fresh. well worth the 2-hour walk. Now let's go ahead, take a bite out of that pastrami. I'm gonna grab the middle piece. And just by lifting it, it feels just full of goodies. Yeah. Ingredients are top notch. Top of the line pastrami. Some cheese right there. Let's see. Let's go from this side. This is fucking beyond words. Excellent pastrami. You know, I used to have pastramis when I was living in LA. I used to go to Johnny's. It's really known. It's in Culver City. It's been around forever. I used to go to Johnny's but the pastrami there is a totally different vibe, right? It was really good. But this is out there. It's got that European touch. Absolutely worth walking for 2 hours in the rain to get here. And now I'm gonna enjoy myself, finish this pastrami slowly but surely, and then get a coffee, chocolate croissant, and an amandine strudel, and enjoy and get as much of my gentrification needs met as possible, and then head back for another 2-hour hike back to the village and to the beach shop. Oh, that's crazy. Perception is a motherfucker, man. You know, this thing in front of me, I literally thought it was jam because it was just sitting next to the butter. This thing here, right? So I was looking at it the entire time, I thought it was jam. But when I actually looked closer, it's actually olives. So I misidentified the food simply because it was sitting next to a food that would have jam next to it. See that? Guilty by association. So it turned out it was olives the entire time. That's really interesting. But why put olives next to butter with a side of bread, right? You would think it would be butter and jam. Interesting. But it's olives, which adds another kick to the pastrami. Speaking of that, you gotta get back to it. All right, so up next, nice creamy coffee. It's called amandine strudel. I know I'm butchering that word, but it's a really, really good pastry. And then, of course, the classic chocolate croissant. I think it's strudel or strudel, I don't know. Anyway, it's a Danish or German word. So, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and enjoy this delicacy along with this coffee. It's great also because it's raining outside. So the coffee is just gonna feel right. Taste it to see if there's sugar. There isn't. So I'm gonna put sugar. Usually I drink black coffee with no sugar. But that's prior to breaking fast. But after food, actually my favorite dessert over the years has developed to my favorite dessert is a coffee after food. And the best way to digest after food is coffee. At least for me personally, you know? Actually, the first time I drank coffee as a dessert, or even thought about that, I was at the Cheesecake Factory in somewhere in LA, right? And it was actually the first time I went to the Cheesecake Factory. So I had this amazing meal. I can't remember what I had, but I do remember distinctly that when the waitress came and asked me for the check, well, not asked me, I asked her for the check. She said, "What? You're not gonna get a cheesecake?" I said, "No, actually, I haven't thought of it." She said, "You're at the Cheesecake Factory, and you're not gonna get a cheesecake?" And then I was like, "Yeah, that made total sense." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a cheesecake." She said, "Well, what are you gonna drink it with?" I said, "I'm just gonna have the cheesecake." She said, "No, you need to drink it with an espresso." And she was kind of really not demanding, but like saying it in the like this is the most obvious thing. One, you're at the Cheesecake Factory, you need to get a cheesecake, and you need to eat that cheesecake with an espresso. That's the best way to do it. So I said, "Okay, fine." So she brought me the cheesecake and the espresso, and I discovered that was one of the best desserts ever. And I ended up giving her a $20 tip, which I practically never do. I'm not a good tipper. I just never been, never been. I always felt like somehow the pricing is baked in. I was never a good tipper. But that was one of the only times, actually, I gave her a $20 tip. So, yeah, that was the first time I actually had a cheesecake. Not had a cheesecake, but had a cheesecake and an espresso for dessert. All right, now let's get to this thing right here. So, got the coffee going, and I'm gonna start with this strudel, not the croissant. Although I came here literally for the croissants. But this thing here too is absolutely off the fucking chain, man. Right? So, oh my god. Oh my god. The things we experience in this life. Wow, this pastry is off the chain, off the hook, off the meat rack, off whatever, however you say that. Oh man. This afternoon was right. It was worth that hike, that 2-hour fucking hike in the rain. It was absolutely worth it. Now, one more hit of the strudel, and then I'm gonna take a bite out of the infamous classic chocolate croissant with the strudel first. It's beyond words, man. Since 1889, this bakery's been in business since 1889. That's the founding of America type of shit. Even though that was a bit before, but you get the point. 1800s, man. right? I've been doing this shit for over 100 fucking years. I mean, how good could you get at something if you're doing it for 100 years? That's some Disney shit, right? Now, this is the chocolate croissant. This is one of the addictions of my life. I love fucking croissants, man. And it was a huge part of my life that this is what I had for breakfast. Croissant and coffee. Always loved it, but never understood that is not the most optimal breakfast, is to have just carbs and coffee in the morning. But that was past life. Now, I indulge when I eat a croissant. And I always eat it either after I break my fast or on days that I don't fast, which is today is one of them. I indulge always in a croissant. So let's see how it is. And as you would expect from a European bakery. I want to say French, but I'm actually not positive Paul is French. When I look that up. But the croissant is off the fucking chain, man. And one thing with croissants is from time to time, you gotta get you a dip in. So you dip it, and then boom. Yo. Off the map. The pastrami was off the map. The salad next to it was off the map. A little delicacy, little bread thing that they gave me, which I wanted to take to go, but they already took them out. And then the strudel with almonds in it, and then the chocolate croissant, and then the coffee, which I'm gonna take to go. So off the chain. So check mark. I've eaten at Paul. Granted, I wanted to do this for a few years now, but never went to the one in Casablanca. Now I'm here. And I think with that, we're gonna wrap up slowly but surely. And then I'm gonna get started on the hike back to the shack. And I'm gonna go through the forest. I finish this coffee there and spark one up. Yeah, so I've been wanting to take a walk out here for a minute. So this is a forest on the water, which is pretty sick. All right, so I'm back out of here. Came back from Paul's, took a shower, and I made an egg tagine on coal. Well, it looks like it's on the way. It was basically just olive oil at the bottom and then eggs with some cumin on top. I don't think the coal is that hot, so we're gonna take a little bit. But of course, if you're cooking on coal, obviously, you're not in a rush, right?